Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my rant of Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 9, Parting Ways. This was a whole mess and a half, and I'm sure y'all are ready to get into this, so let's just do it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. I want to pull this up real quick, y'all. Hold on. Let me take care of this real quick. I want to welcome Shannon plus Ish to the family. Thank you so much for joining the membership. Welcome to this family. Honey, we're so glad that you are here. Y'all, please make Shannon Ish feel welcome to the Auntie's Advice family. Thank you so much, Raydella, for letting me know that she had joined on the last video and I totally missed it. So thank you so much for joining the family. Miss Shannon-ish. Hey, boo. Hey. Whew. So, y'all, if I had to rate this episode of Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 9, Parting Ways, I would rate this episode a C-. We still gonna get into it, but y'all, I'm telling you right now, this, thank you, Car. Welcome. She said, this is my first time being here. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, so cute. Welcome. Oh my God. You gave it an F, a C-, a D-, a F. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Bree gave it an F. Oh my God. I need to bring y'all up. Thank you so much, T. Campbell, for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Oh my goodness, y'all. Welcome, T. Campbell. Campbell, right? To the membership. Welcome her. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Welcome, T and Miss Shannon Ish. Let me bring these people up. And we're going to get into it as we get into it. Gina has decided that she is going to move in with Clint. She is considered what Dr. Calvin has said and has decided to move in. And that's some foolishness right there. Thank you so much, SE21, for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Welcome, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, please make SE21 feel welcome to the family. This is one of the best families on the YT, so welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Oh, Raydella said, welcome back. Okay. Okay. I thought that it looked familiar. So we have Gina moving in with Clint. She decided that what Dr. Calvin said to her motivated her and moved her. I think it's a bunch of bullcrap. I think that she realized very quickly that they weren't really playing games with her anymore, that she needed to make a decision. This year, they are make decisions. And I think that that is the reason, and the only reason why she decided to stay with Clint was because apparently there appears to be some money on the line. And we saw Clint talking to one of his friends, and he was talking about the relationship with her and, the different things that has happened. And he said something that I thought was very interesting and right on time. He said that she had mentioned that she doesn't like people who are ginger, but she got a dog with the same hair color that I got. I said the shade, the shade of it all, but it was so true. I'm not going to invest a lot of time in them. I'm going to only invest time in people that I feel like, okay. The next couple that I want to talk about is Shaquille and Kirsten. Now, of course, this is the week where the couples are having their housewarming parties and inviting friends and guests and stuff like that to come over. Shaquille and Kirsten both have decided that they're going to invite married couples because they need to hear from these married couples. And I know that people are excited about them being together, but I think that people need to really read the room and they need to read energy. With Kirsten, I don't see a connection with Kirsten at all when it comes down to Shaquille. So usually, they meet with the opposites, right? My friend meet with your friend meet with mine. And when she went into the room and was talking with um Shaquille's friends, she was mentioning that, there really wasn't any connection there. They asked her, whether or not she thought she could stay in this relationship, fall in love with Shaquille, and be in a relationship with him. And she was like, I don't know at this time. The husband of the wife that was in the room indicated that she he wasn't attracted to her. It took him a year. And he got past her, what he saw on the outside and saw, past that stuff and started, and, he fell in love with her. But that took a year for him to do. They got 8 weeks. So while I understand what he was trying to communicate to her, like this just ain't the time nor the place. Either you are attracted to the person and you're going to stay in this relationship or you not. That's really where I am with this. I hate that they are wasting our time and their time and trying to make something happen that's just probably not going to happen. I think I do believe that I read somewhere that they didn't stay together, and I'm not surprised because there is no attraction. And I think that Shaquille, once he wins Kirsten over, I think that the hunt and the chase is going to be over. And he's going to really start to see her for who she really is. For him to make an excuse for her about the kissing thing and not, her saying, I'm not a good kisser, then how do you learn unless you got practice? I'll wait. Unless you practicing a thing, how you going to learn? By not doing it? You would have to do it. Now, he is indicating that she is rubbing his bald head and stuff like that. The very thing that she said she didn't like about him, now she likes. I think it's just a holdover for him because kissing is one of the most intimate things that you can do, right? In a relationship. And you can tell a lot from, you can feel a person's energy and your energy towards the person through a kiss. He's saying that she doesn't know how to do it, but this is something that he desires. He desires the kissing. He said that he loves to kiss. And here he is with the woman who knows that she's with a man who loves to kiss, who wants that intimacy with her, and she won't give it to him. And my whole thing is why? Like, what's the big deal? Like, give the man a kiss. You're not going to give him no, right? We already know that. We've already predetermined that he's probably never going to be physical with her in that marriage type of intimate type of, bump and grind type of way. I don't think any of us out here expect that from them. But at least the least that you can do is try to satisfy him. And I'm not saying force yourself to do it. I'm saying force yourself to do it. Because this excuse about not knowing how to do it, but yet not trying to do it, is some bull. It's just all of this stuff is just a holdover for the inevitable. She doesn't like Shaquille. But the thing about it is, on paperwork, Shaquille is what she is asked for. She asked for an educated man. She didn't ask for a bald man, but she did ask for a man who already has his stuff together, who is a church man, who loves the Lord. She asked for that, and this is what she got, but she can't get past what she sees. And I know that that's easier said than done, because if I'm not attractive, I'm not attractive, but I'm not going to marry somebody at first sight and be stuck in it. And I think that what these people don't realize is that they are officially married to one another. And they sign up for this show. They go through this whole entire process to come up and be fugazi. Because in my opinion, Kirsten is very phony and fake. Absolutely, she is. And I hate to even see them on screen, because the fakeness is just out of this world. Even when they sit with the other couples and they were sitting with the other couples, right? They came together, to assess each other's relationships. Even when they did that, he was on her. He's the type of person that likes that touchy-feely type of thing. While I like being close to my companion, if you need a whole bunch of touching and feeling and rubbing and hugging and all of that kind of stuff, I'm not the girl for you. But I can communicate that that's not what the kind of girl I am. It is not part of my DNA. It's not part of my love language. I don't need to be touching and all of that kind of stuff on you. I need communication. Communication for me is what is part of my love language and acts of service. I like quality time, but I ain't got to be all on you. But I think that there's a way of communicating that without just gaslighting somebody and saying, I don't do it because I'm not comfortable with doing it. The next couple that I want to talk about is Nicole. It appears that Nicole is very bossy. So when Chris was having a problem with the dogs and everything, and Nicole jumped in there, we saw this as, or at least I saw this as, a woman who was trying to support her man, saw that he was going through some things, and just as a woman, just jumped in there and was like, okay, I'm gonna help him through this. But now, after talking with her friends and stuff like that, it appears that she's just a bossy type of woman. And I think that she sees Chris, even though she said, one thing about Chris, if he has something to say, he's going to say it. And I've seen Chris like that too, right? That's the type of guy that I've seen Chris as, because as I said last week, he made a decision for them to move into their own apartments, and it was no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and she had to go along with it. But listening to everything that she is saying, she's just a really bossy chick. So they had their party, their housewarming party, and she had this flamingo party. And so Chris was like, I can make this little ranch, chicken ranch, whatever. And she was like, that's not part of the aesthetic or not part of the theme or whatever. And so, he conceded. And so after that, she brought out this shirt. And the shirt had, stripes on one side, vertical stripes on one side, and flamingos on the other. And she was asking Chris whether or not he liked the shirt. So Chris didn't like the shirt, but he was like, if it makes you happy, I'll wear it. And she was like, well, I don't want you to wear something that you really don't like. And Chris was like, yeah, I don't like it. It wouldn't be my first choice. At the end of the day, he ended up wearing the shirt, right? When the couples was over, as a jokey joke type thing. But for the housewarming party, he did not wear it. And Chris is showing that he's willing to compromise on things, but he is trying to be honest with her without hurting her feelings. The two of them are walking around on eggshells with one another. And she is saying that, she was telling her girlfriend, I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to mess the relationship up by, asserting my independence or my opinions or anything like that. And I think that's a huge mistake. I wish they would, and I cannot wait until they are. Yes, who said that? He seems scared of her, in my opinion. And I think that he is, but I think it's more so that I would have to agree with you, Clarissa, because he does seem scared, but I think he's more scared of rocking the boat with her. I think that for her benefit, they are cutting out a lot of things that she is both saying and doing. But, we don't know anything about it. But after the fact, I'm sure we'll find out about this couple. The two of them have been in bad relationships. He's been in relationships where he hasn't had any intimacies, and she's been in relationships where she's felt like, she was, basically mistreated. And so the two of them, in my opinion, are absolutely, as I said before, I think it was in episode 2 or 3, that they're trauma bonding. And the more that we see this, the more that we realize that the two of them, are absolutely trauma bonding. And like Valerie said, the both are playing it too safe. The other shoe is going to drop, and bitch, it's probably going to be worse than anything that we have seen. Well, I don't know, because that was dating a child, she was turning over tables and all kinds of stuff. But I think that it's going to be pretty bad. And I think that they're going to really seriously need some intervention, because they are absolutely staying out of each other's way. And that, excuse me, is not a way of having a very fruitful relationship with one another. But we're going to see. We're going to sit back and we're going to see. The next couple that I want to talk about is MacKinley and Domynique. Now, we started off with them at the same point that we ended, with Dr. Calvin asking her, what does she mean by, I'm just done with it, I'm just through with it. And so she, Dr. Calvin was like, say what it is. And so she said, I want a divorce from McKinley. And so Dr. Calvin told Domynique, okay, if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. Domynique said that he was hurt. He said he was embarrassed and, he was blindsided. But based on what Domynique said, he wasn't blindsided. He wanted them to go in front of the group and say that this was something that the two of them decided to do. They mutually agreed to this. And, he was cool in the gang. And so there's a part of me that wants to believe what Domynique is saying, that he is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's one way when the cameras are on, and he's another way when the cameras are off. And so Domynique was saying, he's very expressive. He says what he didn't get, what he wanted to get out of this relationship and all that kind of stuff. But when Dr. Calvin or somebody else comes and steps into the room, all of a sudden, he's, cool, calm, and collected and all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, no, this is what's going on. But Dr. Calvin said to Domynique that she really did not give this any time, and that he believes it's because she was too young to get married. Y'all let me know down in the comment section if y'all thought that Domynique was too young. If you think that maturity played a major part in their relationship or the demise of the relationship. Because I think that part of it is maturity, that she is not mature. But I also think that part of it is dealing with someone who you believe is unstable. Now, Dr. Calvin keeps saying how much money McKinley got, but like, what? We need to see. I need to see something. I need to have some kind of hope that you got something. Domynique is saying that Mac didn't have his own place, but a basement apartment is his own place. What now? Because it's his friends, it does look a little shady, but at the same time, when I thought about it and I really listened to what was being said and not in my emotions and reacting and everything, McKinley did have a place. He had a 2-bedroom apartment downstairs in the basement. And he, in these economic times, people are creating homes within a home. If you live in a District of Columbia, you know that there are basement apartments. People are taking now houses and splitting them into 4 different apartments, adding additions to their homes and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, McKinley does have a place. His place was definitely bigger than hers. Thank you so much, Laid by Nish, for the $5 super chat. Domynique is too immature to be anyone's wife, in my opinion. She did the show for her mom. I agree. And Domynique proved this episode that she is not always truthful, and that she is moved and influenced by other people. And ain't nobody going to influence me to do anything that I don't want to do, or to say anything that I don't want to say. It is what it is. And I'm not going to allow somebody to change my mind. And we'll get into why I'm saying that. So Dr. Calvin was like, I think you immature. You 25 years old. And before you get into another relationship, you need to work on your damn self. Now, I agree with that. When she sat down with her mother was saying to her, Domynique, look, did you give him time? Okay, so you felt like you had to push. You felt like you had to pull. But do you feel like you gave the relationship time? And Domynique was saying, yes. No, not after a week. Not after a week. You didn't give it any time. Basically, when they came back and were flying back from Jamaica in the air, she had already made her decision because when they came back, it was time for them to film to move in. So she had basically, during her honeymoon, made a decision. The other couples was like, we were shocked by that because y'all was all kissy, kissy, lovey, lovey, and all of that kind of stuff. And then it just changed. So I don't know if the change was because MacKinley was saying stuff in the background, or no. But the two of them have been extremely dishonest, with each other and with the other cast members, with the producers, with everybody. They have just been completely dishonest, and they've been carrying this facade, or keeping up this facade for everybody, instead of being real and keeping it real. So if you're going to be like that and make these little backdoor agreements and stuff like that, it's going to all burn up in your face, because this experiment is made to expose. I don't know if you all have realized that or recognized that, but this whole experience is made to expose your ass. It's going to show you who you are, what you made up of, what you got going on in the inside. And I'm sorry, Pookie. It just ain't working. It's just not working. So so they met with all the other couples, and the couples was talking about, who had sex, because McKinley had the nerve to be the one to ask, has anybody had sex? And so Nicole and Chris was like, yeah, we did. We did the do-da-da-da-da-do-diddy-dum. And at that time, they went around a circle. Well, you know what? I'll come back to that. So the two of them ended up, no, I got to say it in order to complete them. So while they was with the couples, McKinley made the announcement that the two of them, that Domynique, Domynique decided that she wanted to divorce him. But she said that prior to that, they had made an agreement that they would do this as a united force, right? But he goes out there and, throws her under the bus. So, everybody's like, why? Why y'all want a divorce? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And Domynique was like, kind of passive, because she cares about what people think. So like I was saying too, when her mother was talking to her, her mother was saying common sense. But and Domynique was justifying everything about, him being a different person, her having to pull him. She don't have time to train anybody. Boo, you 25 years old. You get with a man, I'm sorry, honey. There are going to be certain things you're going to have to train him on. I don't give a damn how good that man is. There are going to be certain things about you he's going to want to, tweak a little bit. And there's going to be things about him that you want to tweak a little bit. Now, I understand about the babysitting and dragging his ass around and him always complaining and stuff like that. But guess what? Let's get to the root cause of why you are a complainer. Why you complain about everything. Like, why? He said that he's an introverted person, but he ain't a hermit, because he's taking the steps to move from city to city and state to state. So there is some adventure in him somewhere. Now, would I want somebody that I got to keep dragging behind? No, I would not. But I don't think that she has given it enough time. But if he's a nasty month from behind the scenes, like she's saying, you ain't getting my time. Like, so we don't really know what's true. But for him, of all people, to ask somebody, is they having sex? So anyway, short to the long of it, or long to the short of it, Nicole told Gabby in front of everybody, you're going to regret this. You're going to regret giving up on the process. Nicole, shut the whole hell up and deal with Chris. Worry about what the hell y'all two got going on over there before you start criticizing and telling me what the fuck I'm a regret. Are you going to regret the fact that you allow him to keep his two dogs together and your dog is at your daddy's house? Let's see how that work out over the next 8 weeks. Mind your motherfucking business. One thing about these couples, they just got too much say-so in each other's relationship, and ain't none of them qualified. They ain't never been married a day in their motherfucking lives. A day in their life. And you gonna sit up here and tell me something? Okay. All right. We could talk about singleness. We could tap on a little bit of the married stuff. But when you start going into the everyday, day-to-day, people who've been married 30, 40 years, you got 30, 40 years up underneath your belt. I can respect what you say about marriage. When you are not living a life out in the open and it's fake as hell, and you can be real about the real issues that happen in a relationship, I got respect for you. See, because I'm an older woman, so I don't have time for the pity patty ABCs of I want to know the Z's. I want to know what happens when you get to X, W, Y, and Z, bitch. I want to know what happens there. I want to see a relationship and a couple who are transparent about the real and not just giving me the juice and the sweet of it, because sweet gonna eventually rot my mucking teeth. Give me the real, because ain't nobody got time for the bull, which is why they doing these shows, because they think that marriage, even though it has a higher a higher rate of divorce. Let me tell you, the odds of staying married, and people glamorize it. They don't tell you the truth. And that's why you got, what, 55 now? I think 55% of couples being divorced, 55, 60. I think it's damn near up to 65% now. And you gonna sit here and give me all of this sweet about what marriage is and why I should be desiring it? Was it Peter or Paul, bitch? One of them said, I don't want that. I don't want that. Marriage isn't for everybody. The single person has an opportunity to serve the Lord, walk in their purpose in fullness with no distraction of having to take care of another. You are whole and complete when you came here. A man or a woman ain't going to complete you, because you were complete and walking in your wholeness. Your purpose was already in you when you were created as a single person coming out the womb. But shows like this tell the truth. What is MAFE's rates? Is it 80% of the couples that come on MAFE's get divorced? You being sold a story. You being sold a dream. Get 35, 40 years up underneath your belt, and then come talk to me about marriage. I have friends who have been married 30, 40 years. They can speak into my life about marriage, because they're going to give me the real of the past, all of the passion, the wedding dress, the the little kids and all, like, they're going to give me the real. This is what happens when your child get to be 20 years old and you and your husband are just about empty nesters, and because you've been taking care of the kids, you don't know each other. You don't even know each other and don't know what the you're going to do in your empty nest. Because your whole life has been around raising children, not being married, raising children. Bitch, I could tell some stories. But I have people who are around me who are living Episcopals. They are the word. They are living the word out through their lives. And they are giving you the bitter with the sweet. So a show like this, to have people who are in those type of relationships that can say, let me tell you, it's gonna get real hard. It's gonna get real hard around here. It ain't gonna always be romantic and sweet and flowers and candy. It ain't gonna always be that. And so you gotta learn how to take the sunshine and the rain. You got to learn how to dig in with her. When she joined this show, because y'all don't mean to spend this much time here, but I know I'm saying something. And I ain't going to stop saying what I got to say. When her mother signed her up for the show, it should have been a sign to the producers that she didn't make this decision, and that whatever decision that she makes is going to be that of a child, because your mama got involved in the relationship. So when Dr. Calvin says your maturity, I blame them, because you knew that her mama did it. She didn't do this on her own volition. She did this because her mama told her to do it. And she was being an obedient motherfucking child. So any decision that she was going to have to make without her mama being present would always be, in my opinion, the wrong one. Because she didn't consult. She didn't confer. She didn't get guidance. She didn't get any of that. She totally depended on her mama. And so now when she goes back and she sits down with her mother, now she has to put up that, I'm going to protect myself, 16-year-old girl, and I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to go to the school party anyway. And McKinley is running away from something because he doesn't have any roots planted anywhere. He can say that, all the bullshit he wants to say, but what is a man without a vision? What is a man without a plan? I need you to have a plan, to have a plan. The Bible says my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And a man without a vision, I can't submit, I can't follow, I can't marry, I can't fuck, I can't kiss, I can't share time with, I don't want to do dinner, bitch, I don't want to do lunch, neither do I want the breakfast delivered. I don't want nothing from you if you don't have a vision. You got to have a vision. And Mac didn't have no vision. What was his vision? Don't be laughing, Dana. I see you laughing. There's nothing I can do with a man who don't have that. All that other stuff, protect, provide, all of that, I ain't even dealing with that, honey. We're going to go back to the basics. What's your plan, boo? What's your vision for your life? And let me see if I could get up underneath that vision. But none of them have even given themselves a fair chance, which is why the rates of failure is so high, because you marrying somebody that you don't even know whether in a month that got a vision or a plan for his life. Because you can't have a plan for me if you ain't got a plan for you. And what you won't be doing is leading me down the dark tunnel and letting me get knocked upside my head by the bumps and bruises and the things that you got to learn. No, fuck that. I could do bad by myself is the saying, okay? And I'm going to find the scripture that coincides with that. I can do bad by myself. I don't have to do bad with you. And I think that's Paul Peter. Is it Peter or Paul? Bitch, I got to find it. No, I ain't going to look right now. See, people make it seem like marriage is such a glamorous thing, and it is. It is what God has ordained, but God has also ordained singleness. He has also ordained that because we came in this single. We didn't come in here married. We came in here single and whole. And because somebody doesn't desire it or doesn't want that, then they feel the pressure from other people. Like when Nicole sat there and said, you're going to regret this. No, I'm going to regret staying with the mother. I'm going to regret staying with him because he don't have a vision. Now, she's 25, so she don't know how to break that down. But, bitch, had she called me, I would have told her he don't have a vision for his life. See, when she saw that little place and she, saw it in a negative way, the glass half empty, and she saw him living down in somebody's basement, she didn't know what it was, because on the thing she kept saying, When they were on the after show, she kept saying there was something that I felt. There was something in me that was like, this ain't right. Girl, that's discernment. That's discernment of spirits. That is you saying, you know what? I discern that what I am seeing isn't what I am getting. And what I am getting is not what I am seeing. And so there's a conflict between these things. And so because of that, okay, you get that inner sense, that sixth sense that God has given to women, the Proverb 31. We got all of these things that we do and we're supposed to live up to. And girl, I'm writing a book on that now. I can't be a Proverb 31 woman, okay, if I don't know who my man is. She knew his position in the city. She knew who he was. So she was able to get up underneath that and support that. See, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that from the single woman's perspective. Oh, don't let me teach a word about here. Because we all were single before we got married. And that's why we're able to sit out here and judge this. And anytime your mama sign you up for something, you're going to be beholden to your mama. And when she couldn't reach her mama and give her mama advice about this, she made an immature. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Sorry. I unplugged my camera, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, what the hell happened? Could y'all hear me? Okay, thank you, y'all. Hold on, let's find out what's going on, okay? Okay, can y'all hear me now? Because I saw something flash across my screen. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. So anyway, Nicole asked her about, whether or not, she maybe there could be something that would get, and she went along with that peer pressure and said maybe, and then went back. Thank you, Mary. Then she went back and got real with MacKinley because he knew she was lying and she knew she was lying. For what? For what? For what? Let me say something to the women. There's power in every position that God has put you in. The woman at the well, her story has gone on and encouraged women from generation to generation to generation to generation. Not every powerful woman in the Bible or in any walk of life was married. Marriage is not something that you need to be seeking out by hook or by mother and crook. It's not something that you should enter into lightly, which is what they're doing. Absolutely. You have to have true conviction, and you need to enter into marriage with education. Every other license that we get in this life, we have to study to get it. Like right now, I'm studying for a license. And that's why y'all haven't seen me on Wednesdays. And members, I'm going to make it up. I promise you I will. But I'm studying. I'm in school. I'm in class. And I mean, like, what? But they have walked into these decisions lightly. Thank you, Mary. With no reverence for what the union of marriage is. Thank you, Ray Della. Fuck out of here. So while she was immature for getting into it, she was mature enough to get out. Okay. I'm gonna have to get my auntie's advice back up, because we need to have some conversations. Okay. This last couple right here, they get on my mother nerve. Jasmine. Up until this particular week, I have liked you, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you are as phony as the cousin said you are. Point blank into the month and period, you are exactly who the cousin said you were. You are scripted. You are fake. You're even fake with your husband. Arris is wondering why he does not have an attraction to her. It is because that for some dumbass reason, he is able to see past her, her perfection, the person she's putting herself out there to be. She's a phony mother. She's scripted. She's a pageant girl. She's a pageant girl. And he is picking that up again through discernment. See, people we need to teach about the spirit of discernment. And I know that sounds hocus pocus when I say spirit, but we need to teach on discernment and intuition. One has a negative connotation, one has a positive, but you got to understand they're two of the same things in many ways. Not everything, but in many ways, they're the same thing. Because let me tell you something, and God dang it, I want to teach some type of bad. She is resentful. She is becoming bitter and angry because this man does not want to rip her clothes off. She is equating intimacy and sex as being the same thing, and they're not, which is causing her to withdraw from this man. Oh, yeah. And she running around telling everybody that he ain't giving her no loving. How immature are these couples to talk about the intimate details of their relationship on screen? You know something wrong. You know something wrong. I wish I was getting ready to use the, I was getting ready to use I was about to call, I was about to say some things. I wish a mother would talk about my sex life or lack thereof with my friends, family, or my foes. It ain't none of their business whether or not we're playing baseball, whether you knocking it out the park, whether or not I'm on strike two, bitch. It ain't nobody's business what's going on the field. And she sits there in front of his friends and tell him we. Who is we? Are we speaking French? You mean he. Don't bring yourself into it, because if he was trying to do it, You would have done it by now, Jasmine. Stop it with the we. You sit up there and tell us, friend, well, we not connecting, there's no, we're not intimate, we're not ripping each other clothes off. Do you mean he? Do you mean he is not? Let's keep it a buck. Stop bringing up the we like this is something mutual. This is a mutual agreement. You are angry. You are getting bitter. You are frustrated, sis. You are angry. Sis, you having a hard time. Yes, she is, Dana. And she's a pageant queen. I need to find my tiaras. Because I do have tiaras. I need to find my tiaras and put them on when I do her segment. Because, honey, you are every bit of a pageant queen. And while people do not like the cousin, she being straight up about her. People saying, because she close to her cousin, she act like she don't want him. She want him. She don't act like she want him. She just know who he is. She sat up there and told that you ain't ready for this. And guess what? He ain't. He telling his cousin. So they sitting down and they doing the gas list. And he saying put the cousin name down, and she said no because she bitter because the cousin called her ass out. Whether the cousin was right, wrong, or indifferent, everybody ain't going to be like your family and kiss your ass and put a bubble of protection around your dumb ass and all that. Thank you so much, T. Campbell, for the $20 super chat at the housewarming. Even Jasmine's baby, her dog, had that look like she knew mommy was delusional, and Jasmine is the only one who couldn't see her husband didn't want her. She annoys me to no end. Okay, T. Campbell, tell us how you really feel. Thank you, boo, for the $20 super chat. It's ridiculous. And she has never, at least on screen, she has never asked him, what is it about me that you find unattractive? Don't tell me that I'm attractive. Tell me what it is about me that you find unattractive. See, sometimes you got to ask the right questions the right way at the right time. Why do you find me unattractive? She's never asked that. She just wants him to, take it easy on her and say, I don't know what it is. Usually I'm sexual, I'm really highly sexual, or whatever. What is this, y'all? Hold on. Because this is bothering me. What is this piece of hair? Where is it? Right there. What is this? It's driving me crazy. What? Ask him. And then like the cousin said, she talking all of this behind his back, but she ain't said nothing to his face. Nothing to his face. She acting like she going along with it, but she tearing him down every time she gets a chance. And you mad at the cousin because the cousin said, you pageant-y. You always got the right things to say at the right times. You don't even give it a thought before you answering the fucking question. Like I just finished asking a question and you got to answer. That is phony. Or at least it comes off that way that you're not really thinking about what you're saying. You're just listening to respond. Listening to react. So you don't want the cousin at the house and then you sit your ass up there on the after show and blame her for your relationship not working out. Bitch, she saw you one day. 2, the day of the wedding and the next day. And you gonna sit your ass up there and blame her? You gonna say it's her fault because she has influence on him? But like Keisha Knight Pullman finally said the right thing. She was like, so, but his mom and all of them have just as much influence. And then the cousin sat there and had your back and was like, go ahead on and do it with her. She said, be a husband. If this is something your wife desires and do it, then Jasmine's going to sit on the actor show and say, I don't want him just to have sex. Everybody keeps saying, just have sex with her, just have sex with her. Okay, so why you beefing with the cousin? Why you mad at the cousin? You thought that you was shading the cousin. You wanted to hurt the cousin. Jasmine, you's a phony bitch for me. You thought you was hurting the cousin by not inviting the cousin. Arris goes to his cousin. He invites her. She said, I don't want to be bothered with it because I ain't for this bullshit. I ain't for this bullshit. Okay? When he comes back and tells you, I invited her, your whole face broke. And then when your face broke and he said, well, she said she didn't want to come. Oh, so the feeling is mutual. Bitch, you ain't the only one that can have feelings. Jasmine, you ain't in charge of you not even in charge of your man. You ain't even in charge of your own thoughts. This is making every decision, whether you put your shoes on, what side of the closet you on, what dresser you gonna use. You ain't in charge of I thought that you was a woman with some backbone, honey, that was in love with herself, had self-respect, and so, like I thought you had it together. But the more I watch you, Jasmine, the more I realize you ain't got together. It's all a facade, bitch. It's like that fig tree. It's like that fig tree that Jesus walked up on back in the Bible days, honey. In the old days, Jesus walked up on a fig tree. I don't know if y'all know nothing about this, but he walked up on a tree, and from a distance, honey, that tree looked like it was had so much fruit. It was deceitful. It was dressed up. It had beautiful fig leaves and all of that, honey. It looked like it was planted in the ground. It was rooted and solid and could not be moved. And honey, when he walked up on that, he found out that fig tree ain't have not a damn fig on it. I'm talking about not nary fig, not a small fig, not an imagination of a fig. Like it wasn't no fig on it. And he was hungry, and you know how we are when we're hungry. He said, oh, okay, so you gonna sit up here and deceive me like that, you old nasty fig tree? I curse you at the very root. Honey, when they came back up in that joint, that tree had dried up, packed up his bags, and died, boo. And that's what Jasmine is to me. She's a fig tree. She look like she got fruit on it. But honey, when you walk up on it, you ain't got nothing to eat of, nothing to pluck up off of. I'm gonna tell you, I'm teaching. And I know I'm teaching. Ask the right questions, Jasmine. Stop being so pageantry. Even when she sat with Dr. Calvin. Even when she sat with Dr. Calvin. She said all these glowing things about this man. She didn't stand up for herself and say, but I don't want to be with him. Thank you, profound thinking. He said, let me give you that scripture, Auntie. Mark 11, 12 through 14. You better go ahead on profound thinking because you are profoundly thinking. Thank you, boo. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. But you mad at the cousin because the cousin see you. See, so the cousin is like, I see you. You see me. But we don't see each other because you don't have an understanding that I see you. You fake fig tree. You unproductive, no fruit having ass tree. That's who you are, Jasmine. Because you sat there in front of the couples when they was talking about sex, and he was like, no, we are not having no sex around here. We not having nasty, stank ass attitude. I don't care how straight you sit in the chair. I don't care how poised and perfect you look on the outside. And see, Arris, you need to make the connection. If you listening, Arris, I'm talking directly to you. You need to make the connection. The connection is that you see in a fake fig tree too. And it ain't about her size. It ain't about the outside, because you have acknowledged that she is nice looking. But there's something about the heart. Okay. Okay, boo. There's something about the heart. He said, with other women, if I needed somebody, a handmaiden, somebody to take care of me and my kids on my dime bed, she the perfect woman. But I see servant in her. I don't see partnership. I see her yesing me to my face and knowing me behind my back. I see her telling everybody about our business. I see her attitude. I see her stankness. You got to tap into that gift. And Arris, you got to stop sleeping around with women. Because see, now, this your karma. Or could be. I'm not here. I can't judge what's your karma, but bitch. What they say on Color Purple, God is trying to tell you something. Maybe God is trying to tell you something right now. Right now. Right now. Jasmine is as phony as the cousin said, and how dare she blame the cousin for it? She has a nasty, stink, funky attitude. But she wants us to see her as a pageant queen. Pageant queen by day, dog breeder by night. Anyway, y'all, that was my rant. I didn't holler and scream, but nevertheless, I said what the fuck I said. These are my opinions. Y'all give me y'all's down in the comment section. I see why he's not attracted to her. And the thing about it shows that despite what we may think about him, because, honey, let me tell you, he don't get no pass. Despite what we may think about him, he ain't an out-and-out dog. Because an out-and-out dog would have slept with her like Chris did with Paige, and then treat her like when he get out the bed. So at least he has that little bit of saving grace. And Jasmine, you said on the after show that everybody is telling him to sleep with you. Everybody. So then don't blame the cousin. Because everybody seeing the same thing. And saying the same thing. Your aunt, when he sat there in that room and your aunt asked him whether or not he was going to be able to stay with your ass, and if he was going to get past that, the aunt knew right then and there when he answered that question, it ain't no hope for you. Wake up. Be authentic. Even beauty queens can be authentic. Thank you so much, SC21, for the $10 super chat. I really enjoyed this rant, Auntie. Thank you. You're welcome, boo. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mary T. Thank you so much, Regina. What you say? This episode, I give it a C plus. Love you, Auntie. Tell her how it is from Spartansburg, South Carolina. Thank you, boo. And I'll follow you wherever you go. And I love you. Tell her how it is. Thank you so much, boo. I rated, what you say, boo? I rated the whole season 16 and up. Okay. What you say, Kanae? Hey, Regina. Hey, neighbor, South Carolina here too. Girl, what y'all think about that Murdoch? Oh my goodness, I've been calling my sister about that trial, honey, and they done found that damn man guilty. Honey, let me tell you, you can tell us Northerners, honey, because I thought that he was going to get off with an acquittal. They said, nah, bitch, you did it. You took your wife out and your son. You changed your story. You was a lying mother. I'm trying to tell you, I have been wanting to talk about that daggone trial. And I am like, I know it will be a ghetto post. Are y'all down there with him? Are y'all down there with him? Thank you so much, Sonia. She says, I appreciate your point of view. Thank you, boo. No, they were not profound thinking. Because you don't know a person. I've had people that I thought that I liked. I've had 3 proposals in my life. And I've said no each time. You know why? Because they ain't have a vision that I could connect to. They have a vision. And a man without a vision is going to perish. And everything around him going to die. And I'm not down with a man that doesn't have a vision for his life. Because if he don't have one for his, he sure don't have one for mine. And there was no way in the world I was going to ever decide to bring an offspring into the world with a man without a vision. Ain't no way in hell. Still ain't going to do it. And now I won't even date a man without a vision. Like, you can't even take me to dinner and spend your $300 on my food. And you ain't got no vision. You ain't going to get me hung up. Anyway. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you to all the people who have joined the membership. I love y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who sent the super chat. And thank you so much to my moderators who always keep me on post, and y'all, because y'all was like, mute, bitch, mute, mute. It's on mute. Auntie, wake up. You talking, but we can't hear you. Thank y'all for your patience. Because, a lot of things happen when you're live. I love y'all so much. Y'all look for my 600-pound life video tomorrow. I can't wait to do that with y'all. We are going to be roasting, gagging, and dragging tomorrow. Members also look for a membership video from me tomorrow. We're going to spend some time together. And I love you all. Thank you all so much. You just don't know. Your patience is everything. What you say? 300. Guess I'll never be on a date. Well, yes, you can. You worth a $300 dinner, boo. I'm telling you, you're worth a $300 a dinner. You can come here and eat in a restaurant, an average restaurant. That's what you're going to pay. Like, for real. Like, for real. It's expensive to eat in certain states and stuff like that, right? Especially when you want something good. And the $300, that's a good meal. I love y'all. Bye. Y'all be safe in those streets.